After waking up this morning and reflecting more on the Vikings right now, they're 2-4. Their two wins came from two teams where if the draft were to be held today, the first two picks are from those two teams. Really, they both go to Chicago after last year's trade goes to Chicago, the team that the Vikings just beat yesterday. But I got to thinking as far as where is this franchise headed? You look at teams like what Mike McDaniel has built in Miami, just an absolute offensive juggernaut. The Buffalo Bills, they have yet to win a championship. And the thing is, I'm not even rah-rah win a championship. This is ridiculous. I just want to see the Vikings be a respected, competitive team. That's all I want to see. The Buffalo Bills, they have yet to win a championship, but they're in the playoffs every year, and they are feared by the rest of the league outside of, say, Cincinnati and Kansas City, of course. The San Francisco 49ers, they've been in NFC championship games for, goodness, the last couple of years. They're always in the conversation. The Seattle Seahawks, they have a championship that they won in the Legion of Boom era, but they also blew a Super Bowl. All right, all you have to do is hand the ball off to Marshawn Lynch, beast mode. You got two, but take that aside. They're in the playoffs every other year. I'm just like, I want the Vikings to be part of that conversation, that tier, to where if we are going to bitch and moan about something, it's okay, what do we need to finally get over the hump and win a title? I'm tired of being in this middle tier of, all right, we're not great, but at least we're not horrible. At least we're not the Carolina Panthers. Hey, that's wonderful, right? It's like we're going in a circle. And every now and then I see comments on the content that I do that says something along the lines of, hey, listen, I've been a fan for 40, 50, 60 years, and this is just who they've always been. Get used to it, kid. And I'm like, no, it can't be that bad, right? But I feel like I'm starting to reach a new level in my Vikings fandom, where my childhood fandom was, yay, go team, to, all right, in my early 20s, this is what we need to do. Okay, we can be pretty good, to anger, being irritated, to now, quite honestly, starting to feel a state of acceptance. We've got a quarterback who's 35 years old in his 12th season, who needs his hand held, won't take any initiative with the offense whatsoever unless he gets permission to be great from the head coach. Check down Merchant, and you can say, well, tank for a quarterback. And according to Tankathon, heading into yesterday's game, the Vikings would have had the fourth pick. Now, after winning against the Bears, the Vikings currently have the seventh pick in the draft, and we'll see what happens the rest of the way as far as the Vikings record, win-loss total. But I got to tell you, folks, Caleb Williams, Drake May, Shadur Sanders, they're not solving the problems as far as the direction that the Vikings franchise is heading in. It goes deeper than that. You have a head coach running a putt-putt offense. The second and third quarter offense from 2022, where you were just laissez-faire, lackadaisical, that second and third quarter offense from last year is the entire four quarters blueprint for this year's offense. Very conservative, extremely predictable, gross mismanagement of offensive personnel. And you have a GM whose roster decision-making at times, I would say for the most part, appears to where he's just pulling names out of a hat. And then you get to the owners, Mark and Ziggy Wilf. They have shown that they don't require much to be content at all. And I tell you what, prime example, man, 2018, after the 2018 season, actually at the conclusion of 2018, final week of the regular season, win and you're in if you're the Vikings against the Chicago Bears, who, by the way, they weren't playing for anything. In fact, they rested half their starters. You lost. They lost. And this is after a 38-7 blowout NFC Championship game the year before. At that precise moment, the conclusion of 2018, I said, this ain't it. This regime, they need to go. You're not going to accomplish anything with these guys. And everybody that came after me at the time, it's whatever. But the ownership allowed that circus to continue for another 3 years. All four sectors of this team, as far as what I just mentioned, quarterback, head coach, GM, ownership, they all say the right things in front of a camera. They know how to give headlines and say great catchphrases to where, okay, it makes good content. But their actions consistently show that they're good being complacent. It's like a company with a clueless manager and director and sales department. But they have a cool looking website that also doesn't work. Going around in circles. We're going on a road trip without actually going anywhere at all. And the crazy thing is, there is a solution here. All it takes is one individual to step up. One person to exercise, just one of these four, to exercise a little boldness in their jobs. Kirk Cousins, although it is a bit too little too late for him, the team, they're going to move on. They should move on after this season. But in the case of Kirk Cousins, I don't understand why we have this conservative game plan. It really is run, pass, defense, where we're throwing the ball to the running backs and the tight end 2 and the tight end 1 who evidently can't catch the ball. I think it would be better to get the ball to a healthy Justin Jefferson when he's out there on the field, and Jordan Addison when he's out there in 3 receiver sets when everybody's healthy. After all, I am the quarterback. It doesn't matter what the head coach calls. I am the quarterback. The ball is leaving my hands. Let me go ahead and make an executive decision here. Or in the case of Kevin O'Connell, I think, has the most power to make all the difference in the world, because he can say, clearly my play calling is not working. I'm going to delegate that to somebody else. But then even to help out the GM, Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, hey, don't think too hard on this, okay? These are the players that I need, or these are the positions that I need on offense, and these are the players that I'm looking at. I've consulted with Brian Flores. This is what he needs on defense, and these are the players specifically that he's looking at. Don't overthink this. Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, I talked about this before. Surround yourself with better football minds. Mark Ziggy Wilf, say, hey guys, get your asses in gear. We're not okay with just being okay. We need to get up into that next tier to where we're respected. Right now, teams don't respect us. They see the Minnesota Vikings on the schedule and they go, oh, hell yeah. Dub for us. There is a solution here if someone, just anybody can just step up and say, something needs to change. Please.